Welcome to the interactive body balance radio show for health and fitness tips.
Welcome back to Interactive Body Balance Radio. I'm your host, Mike Dasick, and I want to thank you all for joining our show today from all over this world where we talk health, fitness, nutrition, and personal development. I believe the show is going to air on December 21st, 2021, which means we're just before Christmas. I know our kids are having a great time. They're off school now. They're looking forward to it, wanting to, play some sports, see their friends, and just, live life. That's part of what I always say, right? Have some fun. So I love it. I've still got lots of work to do, but it is what it is, and we'll take some time in the Christmas holidays, not to mention looking at some horses, some additional horses, and still looking for a nice piece of property, folks. I always said nature, land, sun. Hopefully we can get that in the next few months, and I just love to get out with lots of property and have the horses and the kids play. You know my take on that. But today, just came across my mind. I was sitting there and haven't done a podcast in a week or so, maybe 5 days. And I want to talk about balancing blood sugar, right? Some foods that can help balance blood sugar. And I got to start off every show when I talk about stuff like this, even though I have a nutrition background and all that great stuff. Always consult your physician before making any changes to your diet, or consult your primary care provider before making any changes. This is just generic advice that I give my family. I give my patients, I give my clients, and I will do that after I've seen their lab work, right? So I've looked at labs, I've looked at, urine samples, blood samples, stool samples, recommendations like that. I'll always, give advice and give tips once I've seen their data. And again, when they're a client of mine, many people on this call I'm sure are, many people aren't. So, but in general, I've worked with type 1 diabetics, I've worked with type 2 diabetics for many years. And they're different, and I've done an entire show on type 1 versus type 2. They're different, let's look at that, and there's different modalities on how you approach it. But in general, this is just about balancing blood sugar, and of course blood sugar, when you eat a lot of glucose-based foods, especially refined foods, that could be pastries, it could be cake, cupcakes, even soda with a lot of sugar in it. But there's also good fruits that have a lot that can cause a blood sugar spike. There's bananas. I could go on and on. Right? There's some fruits that cause it. Obviously, those real fruits come with a lot of good nutrients and vitamins, etc. So they get all those great things. But in general, blood sugar will spike, right? If you get a lot of glucose in, especially in a short period of time, and this can cause havoc or issues down the road. So if you want to keep a balanced blood sugar level, and you want to get that sugar into the cells, from the insulin that's produced, and you want to have that kind of balance, and that's what you want. You don't want the spikes, going up to 200, then back down to 80, and then up to 180. I've tested my blood many times. I've done the blood challenge tests, and so I can see that, and of course patients too. But keeping a good, blood sugar that spikes a little, not like a little, like just, not a lot. I got to say, up and down, gradual, like a nice even keel. That's what you want. So I always said, let's start with protein foods. I love our protein. Protein is great. It's great for, again, amino acids. It's good for building muscle. It's good for so many things. We'll just leave it at that. But, wild fish, salmon, for example, free-range eggs, grass-fed beef, lamb. If you have some kefir, maybe you want the cheeses, some good pasture-raised poultry. All very good sources. Myself, I eat all those. I'll have chicken. I'll have some bison, turkey, especially with Christmas coming up. We'll probably have turkey. Good protein is great for you, right? It keeps the blood sugar stable. Of course, someone says, of course protein can raise it a little bit. There's no doubt protein does. But nothing compared to carbs at all, and it's only raised a little after you've burned through other sources. But leave it at that. Healthy fats. I've talked about this for years. When I work with diabetics, you got to get the healthy fats into you. It is a great way to balance blood sugar. I've talked about extra virgin olive oil, MCT oil, coconut oil, some good seeds if you can handle them. Almonds, hemp, flax, chia, avocados. We have a bunch in our fridge right now. Omega 9s. People, if they want to go even deeper and they want to get into more of the grass-fed butter, there's so many good ways to manage blood glucose. Healthy fats. Again, I test people to see if you can handle some of those healthy fats I mentioned, like coconut oil, for example. So we can test. many ways. We can test, genetics. We can test through a stool. So if you want to get specific, reach out. But in general, for most people, these will help stabilize you. High fiber foods, fresh veggies, little tongue twist there, some good fruit, some sprouted beans or peas, lots of good ones, artichokes, green leafy vegetables, apples, pumpkin seeds, avocado again, sweet potatoes, all very helpful, good fiber foods. It's funny I say this because as I'm saying this here, I know I analyze about 5 biomes a week. Right, so we use many different things, right? We use GI maps, we use, to look at the gut, we use Viome to look at the gut, but Viome will produce foods for you. And sometimes, folks, artichokes are on their list to avoid. Some they're on to eat. Here's my point. It's precision nutrition that's good for you, but in general, as I said 2 minutes ago, these are good for you. But we can get really descriptive and really specific for you if you want. Test. I always say test. Best things you can do is have personalized lab testing for yourself. What else there? I guess other spices and herbs and stuff like that are good. And, apple cider vinegar you've probably heard of. Cinnamon. I always tell my clients I put cinnamon on apples. It's good stabilizer. Green tea, herbal teas. So many spices are very good. Right? Literally, we could go on for hours on this. I want to keep this relatively short, though. So that's some quick tips and some quick foods that will help stabilize your blood sugar and keep you achieving your goals, keep you, out of the, pre-diabetic, diabetic range, because there's so many stats coming out now, right? I think it's 80% of Americans are either pre-diabetic or diabetic. That's incredible. Like 8 out of 10. You can Google that stat. I believe it's that. Canada's just a little bit, behind that, called 60-70%. But it's a lot of people who are in that pre-diabetes or diabetes stage. You don't want that. It cuts into your longevity, your lifespan, and there's many ways to measure it. I've done entire shows on how you can do it with blood glucose monitors, so continuous blood glucose monitors. There's so many of them out there. Dexcom for one. Yeah, you guys can really analyze it. But in general, just look at your meal and see what you can do. For example, this morning, I love my bananas. I just love having them. I have smoothies. I have strawberries. And those are all high glycemic foods, so those spike. So what I start off with is I have some fish oil. So I'll drink the fish oil, get some healthy fats into me, as I just mentioned. I'll have some protein with my breakfast, and then have some of those carb-based foods, right? It just balances it out. Testing's good. All right. Where do we go? So social media, Mike Dasiak, interactive body balance on Mike Dasiak on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram. You can go on over there. I try to post motivational stuff, health stuff, family stuff, basically my life. And this is how we live. I always say we're the same people at 7 a.m. as we are at 11 p.m. It's just who we are, right? It's how we live our life. And we have all the kids running around here, and we want to be good role models for them. And even in these trying times, right? Because I got a lot of people reaching out. It's tough, but you gotta be consistent, and you gotta be, always progressing forward. So you can find me there. The website, interactivebodybalance.com. Head on over. Free content all over there. You can get the books on there for free. Transformation from Within. I believe I wrote that 5 years ago. It's a quick 30-45 minute read. How to Restore Your Health. I think it's a couple-hour read. It's just some books we put out there for you guys. I think I might do one in the new year. Not a book necessarily, but a program for people to kind of itemize this stuff and break it down. Because if you can't become a patient or a client due to whatever reason, let's put it out there in a book for you guys, or a program or a course. All right. And what else we got going on here? I think that's about it that I want to talk about. I want you guys just enjoy your lives. I want you to enjoy this holiday season. I'm going to take some time from all my jobs, and I don't really call them jobs, right? For all the stuff that I do for a living, to spend some time. So here's the 4 things I tell my kids every day. 1, you got to work hard, folks. No substitute for hard work. You got to work hard. Number 2, you have to add value to this world. Your skill set, your God-given abilities, you have to add them to this world. You're put on here for a purpose, a reason, a mission. You have to add those to the world. I really believe that. And everybody is unique. I have talents you don't. You have talents that I don't. Everyone's got that God-given ability they need to add to the world. Number 3, I do say it's my favorite, to help other people. Go out of your way to pull chairs, open doors, give up your time, volunteer, all of that good stuff, right? Charities where you can. I know it's tough for some people for money, but $10 here, $20 here, $30 here. If people give more, I think the world will be a better place, right? Instead of taking. And number 4, this is what I said, smile and have some fun. Take the next 2 weeks to have some fun with family, friends, acquaintances. Have fun. You know, New Year will be here before you know it. Like I said, the show is going to air on the 21st. New Year's here in what, 10, 11 days? In 10 days is New Year's Eve. It's crazy how fast 2022 is coming. Wow. Can't even believe I'm saying that. Those numbers so high. All right, folks. Live with passion. Live with purpose. Live with intent. Any questions, always reach out to us through one of those forms or info@MikeDasiak.com. We're here for you guys, and we'll talk to you real soon. Bye for now.